What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. Yo, check this out. I tricked out a Dart Zone Mark III. I did some quality of life improvements with a bunch of 3D printed parts and added a paint job. So a quick overview of what I've done. On the right and the left-hand side, I've added 3D printed Picatinny rails by Out of Darts. I think Picatinny rails look really cool, but if I wanted to add a flashlight or a barrel cam or something, I could. Next over here, I put on a battery door thumb screw so I can get the battery tray off without using a screwdriver. When you use a lipo, you don't want to leave the lipo in there when you're done shooting, so not needing a screwdriver is very convenient. In the back, I put on a 3D printed sling mount. This is attached to the buffer tube and has a loop on the left and the right-hand side. The Mark III doesn't have any sling mounts. I need my tactics bro, and with a blaster this light and with this orientation, I can very easily put on my 1-point bungee sling. And that's a really great mounting point for the way I play. Now the important part, I put in some new parts to change out the mag well. This is a 3D printed mag extender and a delete kit. With this setup, I'm pretty much committing to using half-length darts. I'm no longer really interested in shooting full-length darts out of this blaster. The Mark III doesn't feed full-length darts in full auto anyways, so this was a no-brainer for me. So I'm not giving up anything I was going to use anyways. But this kit gets rid of the standard Mark III magazine release right here, and it extends the magazine release, which is in the adapter right here. So if you're using half darts, you can do a really standard reload. And more importantly, you're not going to accidentally hit the mag release and drop the whole adapter out when you're trying to go fast. I don't have long fingernails, so I can't really get to it, but if I get a knife or a flathead screwdriver, it's pretty easy. So you're not permanently gluing your adapter in there or anything, you can still get it out, but this is not a practical magazine release anymore, so this is committing to using half darts. And to the mag adapter itself, I added their flared mag well, which I've used before. It adds just a tiny little flare right there that slightly increases the hitbox to make a reload just a little bit faster. Not a big deal, but if you're buying all these other parts, you might as well buy this one too. And up here, there's another 3D printed part, this mag insert fix piece. This lets me use my worker Talon mags without the feeding hiccups associated with the Mark III. It's a really subtle change, but it's definitely worth it if you want to run the worker Talons. And next, I installed the comfy rev trigger right here. I'm satisfied with it, but it's definitely not like a necessity. The mag delete kit is totally necessary if you're running a Mark III for real. A standard mag well is just bleh. Those are all of the parts I installed on my Mark III. I actually did not do any performance mods at all. I think the Mark III performs really well out of the box, and you don't have to rewire it to run a lipo. Running a lipo is worth it compared to AA's, and I do recommend it, but you don't have to change any of the wiring. So I didn't do any performance mods because I'm happy with the performance. And those are all the functional mods. I'm really happy with how this blaster feels and how it runs. The 3D printed parts solve almost all the problems I have with the Mark III. Now to the paint job, this is the same paint job I've been applying to all my blasters lately. Black vinyl dye primer coat, blue automotive base layer, and Citadel hobby paint applied with a sponge for the sponge camo effect here. It's not really camouflage when it's lime green, but that's what the pattern is called. So I did that sponge camo green and a little bit of light blue. Then I finished it up with a clear coat. Same paint job I did with my Tryon, with my Harrier, my Tomcat, and now this one. I'm really digging it. Those are all the modifications I've done to my Mark III. I haven't modified the performance so it shoots like a stock Mark III on a lipo, but I'll show you that anyways. Shooting red Worker Gen 3 half-length darts out of a Worker 18-round mag, and I've got the lipo loaded in the blaster. Full auto. So rate of fire, velocity, and accuracy are unchanged. I did not modify any of that. But personally, I think just about anyone running a Mark III should totally buy this little piece right here so you can smoothly run your Talon mags. And this part does not require that you take apart the blaster. You just have to take apart the adapter piece here. My second favorite thing is the mag delete kit, but that does require you take apart the blaster. And this isn't like a super simple blaster to disassemble. It's definitely doable, but you do need to be mechanically inclined to do that without breaking the blaster. So yeah, that's an overview of my personal Mark III. I'm really happy with the blaster. Switching from mechanical semi to electric full auto is super cool. If you're interested in purchasing any of these parts, check out outofdarts.com. I'll directly link you to everything in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.